Welcome to This Week in the NFL Week 15 edition. Get ready for some garbage. Well, that was one of the ugliest wins humanly possible for the Rams. But if anything, it shows their versatility. Winning one of the highest scoring games last week to winning one of the lowest scoring games this week. I wonder how they'll do in the playoffs. To tell you the truth, I'm not even moved by the Browns anymore. So what if we're one of the only teams the Chiefs beat by multiple possessions? I'm already broken enough as it is. And so what if Dorian Thompson-Robinson's gonna start the final 3 games of the season? I don't care anymore. It just doesn't matter to me anymore. How is it that the best quarterback for the Saints is now a wide receiver? When did life go so wrong? I would say draft a quarterback in the draft for the Saints, but they have so many other issues that they need fixing that it's not even worth it. At least Spencer Rattler almost led a game-tying touchdown drive before the Saints for some reason decided to go for 2. And with that, we can now officially knock the Bears out of the playoffs. Really funny that Washington was the one to drive in the dagger of all teams. Remember that Hail Mary against Washington where some player on the Bears taunted the Commanders' faithful in their own stadium just before the play? They're now 0-8 since then. Don't worry, boys. You won't be the only franchise that Jaden Daniels breaks. You'll just be the first one. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are moving mountains this season, and no one cares because the Chiefs are just that good at winning football games. At this point, even I'm starting to get frustrated for them. The real question is, who's ever going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? Lions, Eagles, Bills, anyone going to step up to the plate? I feel like what's coming is inevitable at this point, sadly. Mason Rudolph may share a name with a certain red-nosed reindeer from a song, but he's certainly not going to be magical or pulling sleighs anytime soon with that team around him. Hey, Will Levis, don't feel so down. I know a guy who basically might have remade his whole career because he was benched. I guess it was a motivation tool for him. Technically, the Panthers weren't eliminated until right now, but I'm not going to make another elimination graphic for them. They don't deserve it. Also, the Cowboys could still technically make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl from here. It would be real funny if they did it from this point, but they won't because the universe is too against them for that. It's the battle of, let me check my notes here, 3 and 10 teams. How did teams with such middling promises come to a crashing halt this season? I wouldn't know about that. Nope, not at all. Well, anyway, the Jets won because Aaron Rodgers pulled out some old man magic. The funny thing is, they don't really need a new quarterback in the draft. They already have Jordan Travis. They could use him. The Texans love to win very ugly games, don't they? I guess it's the growing pains as a franchise. Good thing their defense could create turnovers at will this week. It was actually a much-needed win for the Texans because the only team in the division that could catch them, the Colts, have a very easy-looking schedule ahead of them. So they needed to pull through or else today. While a nickname of Mo Picks would have been quite funny for Bo Nix, that nickname doesn't seem to be quite applicable even if he threw 3 interceptions in the game. Perhaps we should grant him a new fun nickname for him. How about, Faux 6? Boo. And with that, we shall now give 2 teams a playoff spot. I'm actually legitimately amazed the Steelers even made the playoffs this year, especially considering that they were finally supposed to be going under a rebuild. Mike Tomlin might be a better coach than I give him credit for. Ding! And the Texans were actually very, very lucky there was no one else in the AFC South to even compete for a division title because they looked mighty ripe for a collapse there. Ding! Good thing the Steelers don't have to worry about winning their own game this week because they got beat like a drum to their in-state rivals. Who needs a legitimate QB when you can just go all in on the ground and pound? Am I right? Something I don't talk about a lot on this weekly recap are injuries. And Detroit's got a lot of them, especially on the defensive side of the ball where they're weaker. And against a record-breaking, historically good Josh Allen, yeah, they got cooked like dinner. If the Chiefs ever lose, Buffalo's right there on their tails to snatch the 1 seed away from them. So this should be a fun race for the number 1 seed in the AFC for the final few weeks. Same with the NFC, in fact, because the Eagles, Lions, and Vikings are all fighting for the 1st seed. It's actually kind of amazing that Drake May's stats are only mediocre considering he's got one of the worst offensive lines in the whole league. Hopefully the Patriots don't ruin him, although then again, considering their history with a certain late-round QB, he might be okay. Welcome to the NFL, Jim Harbaugh, where you can suffer the worst defeat humanly possible and look lost for an entire second half. Remember that 7-3 start you guys had? Now it's evaporated into 8-6. You better find your footing out there, or very soon you're going to find yourselves out of a playoff picture altogether. Well, looks like the Seahawks got exposed. I think at this point only the Rams would do anything in the playoffs. Also, Geno Smith got injured this game, as if the NFC West needed any more injuries. If the Cardinals win this division simply because everyone else got injured, I don't know what else to say, man. Alright, Vikings, no more waiting around. Get in the playoffs. Looking at your logo, man, that helmet for the Viking really needs more purple. Maybe a teaser for a future video? Wink, wink. Ding! And now the Vikings can celebrate making the playoffs by beating a team who was already eliminated from them. I wonder if we can get a Bills-Vikings Super Bowl. Both are a combined 0-8 in Super Bowls, and both are very likable teams. That would generate some massive ratings. This game was so bad, it finally got the Falcons to wake up and start their rookie quarterback they drafted. I actually expected Michael Penix Jr. to be the best quarterback coming out of that draft, so I worry about what the Falcons could be over the next 3 weeks. But that's something I'll have to worry about next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell, and don't forget about John 3:16. And I'll see you next time. Luke chapter 1, verse 35. The angel replied, "The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. So the baby to be born will be holy, and he will be called the Son of God." The true reason why we celebrate Christmas.